and then you're like, roar.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I am Jen with a G. And together we are
Brian Adventures.
So for this video, we are specifically going to be talking about
South Africa, specifically about Johannesburg and Ukutula Lodge and Game Reserve.
So how did we book this experience at the Ukutula Lodge and Game Reserve? So we can't really give you like an amount set price of what we paid. We can tell you
There's a reason why.
Yeah, how much it cost, the package that we did, because we did a customized package through our hotel, which was
Protea Wanderers.
Protea Wanderers in Johannesburg. We had a personal driver who picked us up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So we can't really give you a price on that. However, we can give you a price on the package that we did, which was package 3. Package 3 is 1 and 2 combined if you look at what we're putting here. Package 1 and 2, and it includes the Lion Walk, which is package 3, and it includes all of the guided,
the biobank.
The biobank, the research center. You get to touch the cheetahs, you get to touch the lion cubs, and you just learn so much about the research center. And then you do the lion walk, which is what most people like to do.
It's kind of like the most popular activity to do.
It's the most popular. However, even though it's the most popular, what is very, very, I guess, different than the other safari that we went to, which this is more like a walking, safari, like walking, you've seen the animals, is that for the lion walk, you don't have to worry about there being a baby. So it's 12 and up, but there's also a height requirement in order for you to do the lion walk. So, but for the guided tour, not babies, but children can be a part of the guided tour, which is cool.
There are like a ton of enclosures in there at the end of the day, so everybody's gonna be safe. Safety is their number one priority. That's one thing we notice.
Yes, and then the first part, which is the guided tour, where you see all those animals and you can go touch them, some of them. That's like the 2 hours, and then the lion walk is only 1 hour. However, it feels if you feel exhilarated, then it probably feels fast. Yeah,
especially in the beginning where you initiating that walk, everybody's silent and mute.
Yeah,
kind of like.
And they're making fun of us, telling us like, "You're not gonna talk."
It feels like everybody's mute, and just them wondering like, what happened? Y'all were talking before we even lined up and gave you instructions and provided you with the sticks.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny.
So we're gonna do first. Now we're gonna do a walkthrough of how the day went. So first, when we arrived at Ukutula, they sit you down. They have tables outside, and they provide you with the things that they promise that are part of the package.
The refreshments.
The refreshments. Then you get introduced to the guided tour. In our case, I think his name was Shane. I think it was Shane. He was really nice, really cool. And then it was the weather. You want to talk about the weather?
Well, weather related, it was raining so much.
It was raining so much.
We thought it was not going to be a nice and pleasant experience. But regardless, I think we had an excellent time. Even though it started pouring, we were still walking through that.
So I think basically what we're trying to say is that don't be like, oh, I'm not going to go to Ukutula because it's raining today. Yeah, granted, not everybody likes to be rained on. Yeah. However, they do provide at one point, that was only for the lion walk though. Yeah. They do provide the raincoats, capes.
With one thing to keep in mind, right, is the raincoat that they provide, I think they're green. You can request it in the beginning too. The thing is when we were going to the enclosures, we didn't ask for it, or the tour guide didn't precisely say.
Didn't they give us umbrellas though at one point?
No, they didn't give us umbrella after that.
We took the umbrella from the
hotel.
We got the umbrella from the hotel.
But they may have as well. Because it does rain there.
They have a lodge. They have lodging,
especially during the winter, which is our summer here.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if it's raining like that, you can request that raincoat in the beginning too.
The rain, like the rain,
rain jacket. Yeah, poncho.
Yeah. Poncho.
Yeah.
That's the word, poncho.
Exactly.
So when you get there you meet the tour guide. He takes you to all the animal enclosures. Usually they start with the tigers, which, pause right here, tigers. I'm gonna put a little clip.
Where are they from?
Where are they from? Where are tigers from again?
Well, yeah, tigers specifically from Asia. You don't get them anywhere else. They're indigenous to Asia.
Where are they from? Tigers are from Asia. Guys, I have seen your comments. We have seen your comments. We're fully aware that tigers are not from South Africa. However, like I commented back, guys, clap back. Thank you guys for knowing where tigers are from. We know where tigers are from also. However, when we did our video and we put the tigers in the beginning, the tigers were a part of our experience. And I'm glad it caught your attention because that's exactly what we wanted to happen, right? The two tigers that are in our video in the beginning, in the introduction, where we do usually put little clips to like get your attention and whatnot. Those are siblings that were rescued from Ukutula Lodge. And our tour guide explained to us, like in the message that I posted under those comments about the tigers, you can obtain animals in South Africa like you can obtain a gun in America.
That's simple.
So simple. Yeah. They were able to get a hold of someone who somehow quickly, because you only require one paperwork to get any of these type of exotic animals from anywhere in South Africa. And this person got these little cubs, tigers, and they were so in love with them, and then they wanted to get rid of them when they were too big for them. So they had a meeting spot. You know where that meeting spot was? The mall. You imagine going to the mall and you see two big tigers?
That's funny.
That's crazy. I don't know if I want to take a selfie with them. Or run for the hills, because
I think I still locked in the car
for
a while.
I mean, but what if you didn't know the tigers were in the mall? You were here shopping, looking for Hollister or H&M. Who knows? And then you're like, roar! So, like, we're fully aware tigers are not from South Africa. However, since you guys are hell-bent on letting us know that they're not from South Africa and there aren't any tigers in South Africa, you haven't been to Ukutula. Go to Ukutula and you'll see them right there. Because obviously tigers are from Asia. And it would be nice 100%. To go to India one day and see the Bengali tigers.
Exactly.
In their home place. We saw a lot more animals, obviously, than just the tigers. We saw cheetahs, hyenas, all these other type of beautiful cats. And we learned so much about them before we went on our lion walk. And what did we learn from the Ukutula Lodge?
I mean,
you want to start?
There's so much information to be learned at Ukutula. Personally, I can say, and something that really surprised me the most was the baby cubs. You can pet them as long as they are from like 1 month old, probably up to 4 and 5. Anything beyond that, most likely you will not be able to pet because they start getting curious. You know, they want to eat more raw meat. So that's one thing that really surprised me the most. Yeah. Surprised me the most. And surprisingly, and which is something that we discuss in common, is about the cheetahs, right? The cheetahs, they look dangerous, but they're really quiet and chill.
In comparison.
Right. There are two things that they don't like, which is when you corner them and the rain. They don't like the rain and they don't like when you corner them. Outside of that, they let you touch them at any time and pretty playful, right?
Basically, they're not as dangerous as other cats. Like if we did learn that if you encounter a leopard, you are dead meat.
You're gone.
And in our video, which you should watch, in South Africa, when we go to see the leopards were trying to attack us. Yes. It was because of the umbrellas though, but they were trying to attack us, and they do say that they do not go in there with those leopards at all. No. They do not go in there. So what I have learned was the hyenas have a bad rep. They're so cute though. They look like dogs, but they have a bad reputation, and they're the cat that helps the ecosystem.
But is there anyone to blame about the hyena's reputation, though?
The Lion King. That's what our tour guide said. He's like, thank you to the Lion King for giving them this bad reputation. But, you know, granted, we all grew up on it.
They look pretty quiet, to be honest.
They are. However, they still can be dangerous. But, like they said, out of all of the animals, all of the cats, the one that is more helpful and the one that is, you know, not as bad would be the hyenas. That's what he said.
That's right.
Yeah. But I'm surprised about that cheetah. I got to touch a cheetah. That was crazy. He didn't go in, though.
Yeah.
You got to watch our video.
Let's go to the actual blog from South Africa, and you'll see why I didn't end up going in.
Mm-hmm. Something else we were surprised about, well, not really surprised, what we like to see was all the research and how they do inseminations. And because they're trying they're trying for the lions not to be extinct and a lot of those cats. So they help by seeing all this science that they have, and it's like very interesting to learn about.
It is.
He said so much stuff. At one point it was raining. I was like, I mean, it wasn't raining, it was pouring. Now to the second portion of our day.
The most anticipated one, though.
The most anticipated, which was the Lion Walk. The Lion Walk was like, they were like, okay, they're coming in. And the guy was like, he told me and two other girls, because when he didn't want to go in the cheetah enclosure with me, there was a girl who, which is funny, side story. She was on her own on this tour because her husband told her, hell no, I am not doing no Lion Walk. So she's like, I'm doing that whole experience and I'm going to go. So she ended up going, and I became close friends with her for that day, obviously. And she took the pictures for me. I took her photos. And when he didn't want to go into the cheetah enclosure, she was the one who took that famous photo that I posted on Instagram that everybody was like, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. And yes, I did. So
there's proof.
There's proof. It's not AI. So that moment when the tigers are about to, I mean, not tigers, you see it, tigers. When the lions were about to come out, they asked me and two other girls, hey, what lions you want for us to take out? And then they told us there's a white one that's like kind of albino,
like a brown,
he's more like what they consider it white,
albino.
White.
Okay. And
then was he really albino? Or did he just give him that name?
Yeah.
And then there was like they had names for them. I don't even remember the names. He mentioned in the video. Go watch the video again. And he's like, which ones? And we were like, let's have two of each. They were like, it can only be two. Sometimes they do three.
Yes.
Would three be overwhelming? I don't know. But two was good. I think the pair was perfect.
Enough. Yeah, it was good enough.
So when they come out, everybody, we were all talking, all excited, like he said earlier, and everybody just goes mute. And the guy just starts making jokes on jokes on jokes. And we want to laugh, but we're like, if we laugh right now,
we're about to be in.
We laugh right now, it's over. And then, we started loosening up. There's those little conversations here and there, but we're all walking, striding with, and it's still kind of raining. We all have those ponchos making that noise. And we have the sticks. Dum, dum, dum. And people might be like, why y'all have sticks? That's not going to protect you. You're right. It's not really. However, they'd explain what they explain about the sticks.
Yes, exactly. I was just going to mention that right before we started that walk, right, and we were provided with the sticks, we already lined up. And they're saying, hey, the lions, they're two, okay? We were probably like 7 or 8 of us or so. They are a pack, and we are a pack. We go together, they go together. So we all go in a line. So one behind the other, forming a line, everybody with their stick. The stick is not to hit the lions or anyone, of course.
Or to protect from
to protect from getting bitten by the lion, right? Of course, the chances of that happening are very low, at least that we know of. But anyways, the stick is just to give an understanding to the lions that there's a distance and there's respect between the lion and us humans. And we are one, even though we were 7 or 8.
Yeah, and basically there was strength in numbers. And once they saw we were a lot and there were just two, even though they're a whole lot more, they're like, okay, I respect you. Like we're a pack now. We got brought into their pack, and that's the way they see it.
Yeah.
And to kind of piggyback what you said about the safety and like what the stick is supposed to represent and all that stuff. Right before we did our walk, there was another group who did the walk, but it wasn't a group that was supposed to do the walk, because they only do the walks I think at 10 and at 4 if I'm not mistaken. So the group that went before us, we're like, why is there another line people doing the line walk? It was the owner. The owner had brought, I guess, like friends and family that day to do the walk, and I was like, okay, so if the owner is
Just
partaking and just did it, we good.
We're good to go.
We're good to go.
He's not gonna throw himself.
It's like basically you see those commercials where people are throwing themselves the perfumes or whatever, and they would never wear that. They would never wear or eat or do whatever they're advertising. So if he was on that line walk with his family, his friends, and putting them in danger, we good. We Gucci.
Exactly. One more thing now, so once you're already walking with the lions, you get to a little portion of that trail where there's a huge tree, and the tour guides, right, they have a lot of like raw meat, and essentially they have them pose with you for a picture. And
they're up on the tree.
Right. I think one of them is up on the tree. The other one is down, kind of like a little bit farther to the right. So one of the sides, I believe it was on the right.
It was the right.
And they were throwing the meat. One of them was directing us to go and stand at a certain distance, so that looks nice for the picture and or video. And the other ones are basically just keeping their eyes on the lions, feeding them, and just instructing them, just understanding, hey, we're still the pack. We're just here, for fun, for the pictures. And that was kind of like one thing that we were not expecting, that we were going to get a stop and of course have a lion really on top of your head. Because the tree branch was like literally almost right above your head.
I mean, it wasn't that close, Brian, but if they jumped, just one jump would swallow you whole.
Yeah, their paw will literally get you.
And we took those photos there, and we took the photo. They asked us to remove the punches. But wait, they asked us to remove the punches too. Because of the pictures.
Right. Well, the pictures, yes, but I think it's because wouldn't that confuse the lines?
Because it would have been confusing on our walk too, if you really think about it.
But we're walking behind them. We were not walking next to them.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you might have a point there.
Let's say both things.
I think it was more because of the pictures, but you actually might be right. Who knows? Might confuse it with the leaves. Who knows?
Exactly.
But I think it was more so because of the pictures. Oh, and we didn't mention, it wasn't just 2 guys who were there. It was various guys. It was like probably like 5 or 6 of them.
Yes.
So,
it was a huge group.
And those lions already know the guys. They respect him. He was actually like doing all these signs and signals and whatever, and they respect him. If they got any, like, they were being playful at one moment or walking at a certain, walking away from each other or wanting to do something different, he put them in line right away with I don't know what he was saying, but they listened.
This was some sort of signaling.
Yeah.
That it meant
some language they created. Yeah. Tell me if you know that's the actual language or something.
They don't whip him or anything like that. No, there's no aggressive actions whatsoever. It's all with the little sounds that Jen is making here.
And the sticks, they kind of like show them the stick is this way.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of like directing them a little bit. And in some instances, we did see where one would be a little bit more playful than the other and kind of
I think it was a white one. I think it was a white one.
Kind of deviate a little bit of the trail. But with those signals, they would fall back in line.
Yeah. They were trained. Yeah. They're trained.
I think, one more thing too. When we got out of the tree area where we took that picture and we're walking the trail back to the starting point, that's when the guides, also since we are in line again, they're doing one by one. They put us right behind the lions, one by one. One of them is recording from the front. So as you're walking behind the lions, you have a a guy recording the lions walking with the lions in front of you, and they're literally just recording you in that angle,
And
which is really
they
nice.
don't care how many of you guys are there. As a couple? By yourself? What angle? Like, exactly. I know they're aware that there's still lions and whatnot, but I guess they already know. This is their job. They do it twice a day, or in the case of our day, 3 times. But they seem like they knew what they were doing.
Exactly.
So, now, the moment has come. What was your favorite part of the Ukutula Lodge and Game Reserve?
Well, for me, my favorite part, I'm not gonna lie, it was petting the baby cubs. Yeah, that's petting the baby cubs.
You know what's funny about that though? One of the cubs, there's 2. There were also siblings just like the tigers. One of the cubs, I don't even remember what the other name of the other cub, because I just started laughing.
It's in the video.
It's in the video. No? Yeah. But I just looked into the camera in that video because the name of that cub, the girl one, is his sister's name. Her nickname, at least. So I was like, of course you're going to love the freaking cub. It's like you petting your sister. So, and she's so adorable. I got to put a picture of her. That's the reason. That's what you like the most?
Yeah. How about you?
Me?
I mean, well, wait. I did like the lion walk, of course. That's kind of like a unique experience.
Oh.
I think...
actually, how did you feel during that? Like, give me a run now. How did you feel?
Well, I mean, the emotions were really, really high. Pretty intense, not gonna lie. Kind of stressful. And, of course, dreading it a little bit in the very beginning. Like, why did I put myself into this? You know, I could have waited for Jen outside while she's doing the walk. But I also wanted to face my fears a little bit. You know, I do think that's out of the norm. It's not every day you see a lion right there, like just inches away from you. And you walk behind it, you take a picture with it behind you. Mm-hmm. It's not an everyday thing. So I felt like, you know what? I need to do this for myself to take myself out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So definitely my best second experience at the Ukutula Lodge. That's the one I was most looking forward to. But between the 2, of course, I prefer the Cubs. But I do think if you go there, it's a must-do activity.
Can't miss out.
Yeah. How about you?
I dragged Brian because this is what happened, right? When we were in Cape Town, we went to that safari.
Aquila.
We're going to keep saying it. Watch our video.
Aquila.
We went to Aquila. Aquila was fun. We met people that we didn't, know before. And we enjoyed the experience for what it was. However, when it came to the animals, we felt a little gypped. A little bit. You know what I'm saying? There was that baby situation.
Watch that video.
Yeah, there was that baby situation. And we already knew we were going to Johannesburg. So I was like, I know there is a experience that you could do in Johannesburg where you can walk with lions. Are you up for it? And he's like, no, what the heck is wrong with you? There's a lot wrong with me. There's a lot wrong with me. And I just felt like we didn't see cats. We didn't see a lion. We didn't see any.
We were missing a few from the big 5.
A leopard. Yeah. So I was like, I need to see a cat. We need to see one. We came all the way to South Africa to see a cat. And then I was like, this is perfect. Let's go to Joburg and let's do this. He was a little hesitant, but the money's worth was guaranteed. I took advantage of every enclosure, everything. I was the first one to touch the lion cubs. I was the first one to go into the enclosure.
With the cheetah.
I was the first one for almost everything. So when I woke up, obviously, I had a little bit of the bubble guts, don't get me wrong. But however, once I ate and once I was ready and we were in the car and we were on our way, my mind was set. I came to see some lions. I'm walking with lions. I'm taking pictures of the lions. I'm coming back from the trip and I'm going to talk about these lions. And that's exactly what we did. So I would say a little nervous in the beginning, the thought of it before, then.
That's fair.
On the way there. I think that's how I work in life. I think I complain and psych myself out before things. And then the day of, I'm like, what we doing? How we going to do it? We're doing it. That's how I am. So with the lions, that was it. And then in the moment of when the guy kept making those jokes, I was like,
yeah.
blip. man, this is who's gonna call my mother? Who's gonna call our mom?
You were second doubting yourself at that point.
At that moment, but not like crazy. Just like
no, you're ready.
I made comments like, here lies Brian and Jen, and big gulp. But honestly, it was the most amazing experience. But my favorite moment.
What was that?
It's touching the cheetahs. I love that moment. I love touching the cheetahs. I think it was when I walked into the enclosure and I had no idea that I was gonna be.
You were by yourself for a little minute. For a little minute.
You gotta watch the video. We're gonna keep saying broken record. Okay. Okay. So. That was my favorite part, honestly, because I never thought that I was gonna touch a cheetah. Like, I knew about the lion walk, and I knew we were gonna see the animals, but I didn't know we could touch them. I knew we could touch the cubs. Okay, yeah, I knew that. But the cheetahs, and I still think about it. I think about it just as much as the lions, but probably more, which is crazy. Yeah. Like, I don't know. And I guess because I was obsessed with the cheetah girls growing up, maybe that has something to do with it. So I was like, listen. I was like, cheetah girl, cheetah me. Cheetah we. So it was so much fun. And there were, in our group, how many? Like 10 of us?
I think.
There was like 4 of them from Singapore.
Yeah, there were like 3 or 4 from Singapore.
And they were staying at our hotel too.
And 3 of us from the US.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were like.
Yeah, we were about 7.
Like 7. Oh, well,
yeah,
it felt like we were more.
Yes, well, with the tour guide.
With the tour guide.
Yeah.
But those were my favorite moments. Those are your favorite moments.
No, that makes sense.
Honestly, we would recommend.
Yes.
We would totally recommend Ukutula Lodge and Game Reserve,
and it's not far from Johannesburg either.
No, it's not.
We're talking, if you're driving, you're probably gonna do it in an hour and a half, at most 2 hours. It depends on the weather too. It was pretty rainy morning that day, so it took us about 1:45. But the driver said that on a regular day, no rain, it should be a little bit under 1 hour and a half.
Yup. So I'm so glad we got to do that. Yes. I'm so happy. We obviously recommend it. That's what we're saying. That's what I was saying. 100%. 100% recommend it. If you find that it's a lot of money, splurge.
Yeah, I'll say budget for it.
Make bad decisions.
Yeah, budget for it. If you have a budget, of course, make sure you include that activity. Ukutula Lodge, 100% recommended. Mm-hmm. And
would we do it again?
I think we would. Yeah.
I would. Yeah. I don't know if by ourselves, but maybe one day when we have children, if that is in the cards. But if we have kids, I would most definitely take. Or if a family member, one day decides, hey, I want to go to South Africa, and we are in a point in our life where we can actually do these type of decisions. Be like, yeah, let's go. We would. South Africa in general was a vibe.
We love it.
We love South Africa. Which, side note, there's many of those when you're in my world. Side note, we actually were supposed to live in South Africa. How long ago was it now?
That was about 3 years ago.
3 years ago. I know you guys are like, no, you weren't. Yes, we were. So he is an engineer, computer engineer, and he got an opportunity. And in Spanish, you would call it bombo y platillo, which is they were offering him all the works and yeah, please, join our team and whatnot. And we became fearful. We were like, no, it's the wrong time. We don't even know South Africa. And then we went to South Africa. And it made the wound burn more. Yeah. We were like, man.
So it's a regrettable experience not taking that offer. But
everything
happens for a reason.
Yes,
right?
That's what I was just going to say. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe that was for us to learn in the long run that there's not really a time for things. It's just more of a mindset thing. And our mindset at that moment was we were working from a fear-based zone, and we just didn't want to make that decision because of
Many factors,
you know, there was
to be
many
honest.
factors. Like,
Yeah.
why would we put ourselves out there and not know anything? What about our families? What about this? What about that? But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And at that time,
Absolutely, yeah.
we definitely were in that headspace. So, would we move there if we were given that job opportunity again?
No doubt.
I'm going to his backpack. Yes.
No doubt.
Yes, no
Yes.
doubt, no doubt. So
That's how much we loved South
go
Africa.
to Ukutula if you're going out to Johannesburg. Go to South Africa, period. But anyways, to conclude this video, because we talk a lot. And clearly we liked everything that we did over there. Like the food, the place, everything,
Yes.
you know. We're not going to do another video of South Africa unless it's just
Another trip.
not only another trip, but like an experience that you guys want to hear more about. I don't know. But based off of all of the Instagram DMs that I got and all the questions, I just knew that maybe what most people wanted to hear from us is about our safaris. So we did too. We splurged on this trip. We were like, we're going to South Africa. We're going, I know.
This may be once in a lifetime. Who knows? So
we had to
we're
recuperate. But however, even though we splurged, we did so much points and all that stuff. Eventually, maybe
we did it in a smart way.
Yeah.
Let's not
Hopefully in the future, we're able to throw those videos too, where we're able to give you guys tips on that. But we're still figuring it out, so we can't do that. But later on, you're like, what happened to the points of the... Sorry, we don't know. We figuring that out too. So, like always,
where are we going next?
on our Brighton
Adventures.
adventures.